Racehorses. How are they coming? What are they doing? Drebin is getting close. I know Dominic said he's been in 2.7 with him, I believe. I asked him to have James go with him this week, go mount 2.4, 2.5 at the track. I had to call James and ask him what day he is available to go with him. I just want to get a... It's one thing when the trainer trains a horse, another thing when the driver drives a horse. Does he feel revvy? Does he feel strong? Does he feel peppy enough to be ready to go now, or are we just getting closer? That's kind of what I'm looking for with that. Tenacious Hanover, we're going to start jogging him next week. He is wild in the stall, raring and jumping and squealing. I said, no, he can start jogging 2 miles a day next week, and then I'll swing back and circle back with Dr. Brown another couple of weeks after he's done doing that. Time is on my side was great the other day, 54-1, but where does that put him? I don't think he can race in the Breeders' Crown this week, this month coming, but there's a number of opens for him. One at the Meadows. We have Corbin. If the Meadows one doesn't fill, there's going to be an open that is offered during Breeders' Crown week in Ontario. I was told that. So again, that's something that he may find himself in. We'll see. Winter Soldier has been racing great. He races tonight, race 13 or 14. I expect him to do really well tonight. Agent Black popped a curb, but obviously was sick the other day. Lots of snot, mucus. Now this is a little bit different situation. Let's see how his immune system is, because this horse came from the southern hemisphere over here. Now he's got a touch of the virus. You can't just treat him for a couple of days and think he'll be fine. And I think once we get him over the hump where he's starting to look and feel healthy, then we cryo that curb. By the time he is physically ready to go, he will be 100%, but it's going to take 2 or 3 weeks, I think, with Agent Black. Save America. Save America is hand walking again. I think still, as I said last week, I think now we're down to 2 weeks before he's supposed to get re-x-rayed and reassessed. When he's able to win the pool, he'll win the pool. It was supposed to be 4 weeks pool, but it's looking more like 8 or 10 weeks in pool. But as I said to somebody, and I think everybody agrees, is what it is now. Just take your time. Doesn't really matter what I think it should be or even what the surgeon thinks it should be. It's going to be what Save America wants. So if his leg looks like it's setting up nicely, which it didn't look like in the last x-ray, just wasn't healing as fast as we'd hoped, then just wait till it's healed and then continue on with the plan that you had from before. Spitfire Overseas bled his last start. We are going to have to try him back on Lasix. It didn't work well as a 3-year-old for us. He raced a number of times on Lasix, but then ended up having an issue with the thumps and then got AFib, and we took him off Lasix. He's been off ever since. But now as a 5-year-old, I think he'll be fine. The biggest problem he had before was that he was wound up and lathered up before the race, and it was hot out when he was doing it. All these things, I think, were contributing factors to what had happened as a 3-year-old. I don't think that's the case anymore. He doesn't get too worked up anymore at the races. He doesn't get lathered up like he used to be anyway, and he should be fine, I suspect. Greatest Ending was great last week, but I think he could be better. I noticed that there was a little more dirt on his left hind toe than his right, and he did put a couple of shuffles in, clearing to the front at the quarter pole. So I'm of the belief that maybe he needs just a tiny bit of that work done. We'll see what comes of that this week. JK Victory was a winner in his last. As I'd said to our clients the other day, a couple of these horses will probably find themselves into the preferred sale next week. Greatest Ending, I don't think he's quite there yet. We'll see how he does next week. The same goes for where was I at? Same goes for JK Victory. We get a red light. Same goes for JK Victory also. I think he's probably there in the sense that one more start and he'll end up in the sale. There was one other horse on here. I was trying to think of his name. It'll come to me. Greatest Ending, maybe not quite there yet. Looks like Money has been great the other day. Don't blame the horse for that, and don't blame Tyler for that. It's just the way that the draw shook out. He'll be fine his next start. Neptune was surprisingly excellent the other day. But I say surprisingly because, quite frankly, I am a little surprised that he was able to win in 150 and 2. I didn't fancy him a 50 pacer, but the more I thought about the race, had I got free in the last turn, he might have won in 49 in a piece, quite frankly. It's harder to get him back into the passing than it is to take the run at them. And I believe that, yeah, had I been able to move him in the last turn, he may have actually won in 49 and 4. A great mile from that horse, and he raced very, very good. Rock Shining Star did not, but again, not the type of trip he likes. You can't retreat. right? This guy shuts his hair off incredibly easy, and it's certainly not the kid's fault. He doesn't know. He did what he thought he had to do coming off the car, but when you retreat with him in that, sometimes even in that motion of just grabbing him and putting him in a hole, it's very, very hard. It's very easy to shut that guy's hair off. For a horse that is paced pretty regularly at 50, 51, 52, for him to finish a beaten 8th and 52, I can almost assure you that's what happened. We just need to put him in a better place. Just put him in a better place. He's another horse. As I say that, you just said, well, you just talked about selling horses. This guy's not quite in the same boat. I think he could do in some of the classes that maybe JK Victory couldn't do in. Now, that sounds silly. JK Victory was just a winner in 50 and 4, but I don't think he's a better horse than Rock Shining Star, quite frankly. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, logically speaking, when you look at the analytics, he is not. But just my personal feeling, I believe he is. 3 Point Blue Chip raced good the other day to be 4th. Another horse that just needs to find a better spot. Last year, these classes were a little better for 3 Point Blue Chip, and he struggled just a hair the last little while with them. We need to get him back in on a more regular basis where he can do well. Look at the helicopter, Ollie. It's cool, eh? Trosa, good race last night, but really, as Daniel put it, he's right, more of a training trip. He had the 10 hole, there's not much you can do with that. So Trosa will be back, hopefully drawing better next week. Yo Mister raced good the other day. Again, tough crew, kind of shoved him through the inside and ended up 4th and 5th. I thought he raced pretty good realistically. And then of course, to round out the list, not ours anymore, Delicious Stone DK was claimed the other day, so we'll see how he does for the new connections. So there you have it, your race horses, your 3-year-olds, your 2-year-olds. I didn't talk about the yearlings this week because there's a lot. It's a very fluid list right now. If you have any questions regarding the yearlings in any way, shape, or form, or regarding any horse, quite frankly, reach out to me. I'm always available. I'm always happy to answer any of your questions. Take care, everybody. Hope you've had a great weekend, a great week, and we'll talk to you all very soon.